Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions on the 4 newest body mist fragrance releases from Sol de Janeiro. I love the Sol de Janeiro lineup of products in general, their body creams, their hair care products, their fragrances. I've been a fan of them for a very long time, and I wanted to talk to you guys about their 4 new fragrance releases. So let's get into the video. Now, for transparency, I owned 3 of them. I was going to purchase all of them, but Tropical Nights was sold out when I was trying to purchase these, so I don't have Tropical Nights, but I do have the Sea and Soul tan lines and the one that's part of their kind of regular lineup, like not their limited edition, like super fun summer special la-di-da. I'll get into it. This is the Brazilian Crush Cheirosa 68. These were all the newest releases. I've talked about the other fragrances and body mists, talked about the difference between the body mist and the perfume. If you'd like to know what I think about all of that, I will link all those videos below because I love this lineup. I will say though that their body mists for this size are $20. They are pricey for body mists if you compare it to other body mist places. So when I talk about how these smell and how these perform and how they smell as a cohesive member of the Sol de Janeiro family, I am going to be using that as a way to justify if they're worth picking up or not. Now, before I get into the Sea and Soul, the tan lines, and the Tropical Night, my favorite release of the 4 is this one. This is the 68. I don't need to get too much into notes or breakdown. These are body mists, but I do like this one a lot. It reminds me more of the OG, the beautiful vanilla, kind of salted caramel, pistachio, real sexy boom boom cream, and the Brazilian Crush. Basically the smell that launched Sol de Janeiro, the people were going crazy over. I absolutely love it. I wear that cream all the time, I love it so much. And I think that if you liked that smell, but it didn't work for you, maybe it was too salty, it was too creamy, it was too nutty, there was something about it that just didn't mesh well with you, you prefer something that's a little bit lighter, a little bit more fruity, this one is excellent. So this has that, this has jasmine, dragon fruit, but this smells very similar, not identical, but more of a cousin to the OG kind of traditional smell of the Sol de Janeiro line that kind of launched them as people kind of freaking out over how amazing it smelled. And I like how it has like a salty sweetness to it, but it also has a kind of like a juicy fruitiness. Some people have said that this is a Baccarat Rouge cologne. And I did want to address that. When I smell it like this, I wouldn't say that it smells like a Baccarat Rouge 540 cologne. However, I would say that it smells similar to Ariana Grande Cloud. And even though Ariana Grande Cloud does smell very close to Baccarat Rouge, I would say that this smells more of an Ariana Grande Cloud dupe than a Baccarat Rouge dupe. And only really when you smell it, like on the, not on skin. On skin, it's going to be a little bit fruitier, a little bit juicier, but it's still going to have kind of like a sexy warmth to it, which is really nice. But I find it lends itself less as a dupe to Ariana Grande Cloud or Baccarat Rouge 540 and more as a cousin to the OG Sol de Janeiro. But that's on my skin. Just because I say that doesn't mean it's correct, but it does smell really, really, really good. And if you like fragrances like Ariana Grande Cloud, if you like fragrances like Baccarat Rouge and they're way too expensive for you, even Ariana Grande Cloud can be expensive, or you don't like perfumes, you like body mist, you like things that are lighter and fresher and not so heavy on your skin. Some people prefer body mist over perfumes. It's personal preference. This is nice. It is much lighter on the skin. It doesn't have the heaviness and the suffocating atmosphere of Baccarat Rouge or Ariana Grande's Cloud or any of the other eau de parfums, eau de toilettes from the whatever flavor of the day is the next dupe for that composition. Sometimes having a kiss of warmth and sweetness and sexiness and saltiness and fruitiness and florals and like spicy florals is really, really nice. This is really, really beautiful and really, really gorgeous. I don't think it's a dupe for Baccarat Rouge. It's closer to Cloud, but I find it's just when you smell it like this on the skin, it plays more to being closer to the OG Sol de Janeiro. Excuse me, I've only had like 5 cups of coffee today. I'm normally like 3 pots in by the time that I film, so I'm not quite mentally there. But when it comes down to performance, that is where this fails. It doesn't perform as well in regards to longevity as the other body mists in this collection. So normally these body mists are like beastly in regards to projection and longevity. They are magnificent in regards to staying on your skin forever. This one for maybe 6 hours. So I find this to not last as long compared to the other body mist. But obviously pairing it with the cream will help it last longer. But that is the one thing I have to knock it for. But out of the 4 fragrances, this one is my favorite because I do love the OG. It is still my favorite, but I do like that this does have a little nod to that kind of salty vanilla, that beautiful kind of delicious sexiness that is the core to this brand, the Cheirosa. And also at the same time, I like how it has a little bit of fruity juiciness, again, on your skin. You're not gonna smell that here when you go like this or on a strip. It's when you spray it on your skin. So that's my thought on this guy. Now I found specifically with these body mists that you gotta wear them on your skin because these are they're very personal, they're very polarizing body mists. And I say that more so because they are expensive for body mists. You can find body mists that are like 3 times the size at like a quarter of the price that perform for like 20 hours and smell amazing and have beastly projections. So these are great, but when I'm talking about them being worth it, it's more about the price point and also in regards to paying for what you get. And smell is smell, you know, you can spend $5 on a body mist and get a hell of a lot of compliments, have wonderful performance, get amazing amounts of projection over something that you spend like a $500 bottle of a niche luxury eau de parfum. So it's preference, it's whatever you want. But when I'm reviewing and talking about this line, I'm comparing it to other body mists and other fragrances in this lineup. So when I'm talking about these being worthwhile, I'm thinking about other body mists, and $20 for a body mist is expensive. So that one, 68, excellent, beautiful, especially if you like fragrances that smell like the composition of Baccarat Rouge 540, but smell like the composition of Ariana Grande Cloud, that smell like the composition of Christian Siriano Eau Rouge. Those are very popular fragrances, and if you don't want to spend, you know, $80, $60, $500 on a bottle of perfume, a $20 body mist isn't going to smell identical, but it is going to give you the same feel and perform really nicely. Maybe not as long lasting as other body mists in the line, but not too bad considering that even some of the other dupes are 3 times as much. So it's pretty good. Now, I was so excited for these guys. Now, Tropical Nights, I don't own, and I want it, so I'm gonna talk to you guys about it. So I find that the 3 of these have their own unique time to wear them. And I think that one of them is way more successful than the others, and I'll get into that. So my favorite of the 3 of them is Tan Lines. And the reason why I like this is because, in my opinion, this sticks to the cohesive, almost mission statement of Sol de Janeiro's like cheirosa, and I know I'm saying that wrong, which is smelling sexy and delicious. And this one has that kind of sexy suntan lotion vibe to it, which I love for summer. And I love white florals for summer. The tuberose in here is really sexy, and it has a delicious, kind of very refreshing and sexy coconut note in here. And there's just something about this that smells summertime. Now, my favorite fragrance that I've been wearing the past few months for summer has been Vacation from Vacation Inc., which is a suntan lotion brand. And their suntan lotion fragrance is phenomenal. I love it. But that's $60 for a suntan lotion transportive fragrance. And I love it. It's fantastic, and the marketing is excellent. And a lot of people are like, I'm looking for a suntan lotion fragrance for summer, and $60 for a summer rotation fragrance that smells like suntan lotion isn't bad. But I think that $20, even though this is an expensive body mist, I think that this is a great deal for something that smells really, really good and has that kind of beautiful, transportive, but still sexy and delicious, exotic kind of sexy summer smell of sun-kissed skin, a little bit of salt, some beautiful, lush, gorgeous white florals. It's just, there's something about this that I find to be just really sexy, and also at the same time I find to be just really, really beautiful and easy to wear. So I love this. So if you've been looking for like a suntan lotion style of fragrance for summer, and I know Vacation has been selling out, so sometimes people go to buy it and it's sold out. If this is still available, this is a great one, and it smells so sexy and confident on the skin, and I love it. It's my favorite of the three. Now, my most worn of the three though is Sea and Soul. Now, Tropical Nights, even if I owned it, wouldn't be my most worn of the three, and I'll get into that when I talk to you guys about it. But Sea and Soul is nice. So this is supposed to be juicy citrus and ocean musk. This smells really good. I've been wearing this a lot because I've been doing a lot of yard work outside. For some reason, I don't know why, I've just decided I need to rake all the leaves in my yard and save all the ginger in my yard and transplant it in like one area, and it's taking me weeks to do this, and it is sweaty and gross, and I'm out there in like 100-degree weather. And if you guys know, I've talked about my chronic illnesses. My fibromyalgia does not like this at all. I don't know how I am managing to survive, but I am. So when I'm outside working, I do like to wear fragrances that are energizing and refreshing and cooling, that work when I'm quite literally sweating through like my epidermis. And this has been so good. One spritz of this, I cannot overspray it, otherwise it gets a little bit too heavy for me. One spritz of this, and it's so nice. And I've been going out there every single day. It's nice and juicy, it's bright, it smells really fresh. I like this one a lot. My complaint about this one is going back to the idea of this being a member of the Sol de Janeiro lineup. Even though this is like a limited edition fragrance, this smells like something you would get at Bath and Body Works for like a third of the price, for like double the size. So I do really like this fragrance a lot. It performs very well after I've been outside for 3 hours, quite literally crawling inside, covered in sweat and leaves and dirt and grime. I am nasty. I still smell great. This still smells amazing with just one spritz. So in regards to smelling well and performing well, it's excellent. But the composition of this scent is not what I would expect from the price point and the brand and their mission. They could have done something to this to make it a little bit more special, a little bit more sexy, a little bit more stand out. And that's kind of what I expect when I'm paying this price point for this body mist, is that sexy cheirosa experience. I want that little bit of edge that they offer that I love. And this one doesn't have it, but it is still a really good body mist, and I have been enjoying wearing it. I remember wanting to purchase Tropical Nights and thinking to myself, do I want to buy this because I'm a completionist and one of those people, like in video games, I have to like do every side quest, find everything. Or do I want to not buy this because I don't know if I'd wear it? So Tropical Nights is a fantastic fragrance. I think it's really sexy. I think it's got a beautiful, like kind of really delicious vanilla note in it. However, I've noticed that a lot of people compare it to like Black Opium from YSL, except like a waterier version of it. And I don't completely agree, but I don't completely disagree. I think that it's very reminiscent of that kind of composition. And I think that if you're going to have that type of scent, I'd want it to be something a little bit more special than something that smells like another fragrance. So Tropical Nights smells really sexy. It's ultra feminine. It's a beautiful scent if you want to make an impression. If you're going on a date, if you're going to a party, especially in a very hot and humid climate. A lot of those heavier, more decadent designer women's composition fragrances, those are going to smell amazing, but they're going to be heavier in summertime. So having a fragrance that has all that kind of beautiful, sexy, confident, just glamour to it, that's not going to be too oppressive, too heavy, too sticky and suffocating, but it's just going to smell really fantastic and perform really well. I think that's where that fragrance shines. That's where that fragrance shines. That's where that body mist works really well, and that's where I kind of considered it, because I was like, I like the way this fragrance smells. I like that it is a kind of lighter, fresher version of a more kind of decadent, kind of glamorous, sexy, bold designer woman's composition that you see in a variety of different places. And I thought it was really great. It's very confident, it's very easy to wear, and it's just good for summer. But I don't know if I'm going to try and track down a bottle of it. I think if I can get a hold of it, I might, but I'm not going to kind of go out of my way to get it, because it doesn't, again, like Sea and Soul, it doesn't smell like something that fits into this cohesive idea of Sol de Janeiro's cheirosa. And I'm not sitting here and I'm not telling you about the specific notes. I'm not sitting here telling you about, the vanilla and how it smells doughy and how it kind of smells like Black Opium and, it smells like this, because like when I smell it, it just kind of smells basic and crowd pleasing and mainstream. And again, like a composition that you would smell from a women's designer fragrance house release. And there's nothing wrong with those. There's nothing wrong with those. Those are fantastic fragrances. Those are fantastic fragrances. They're very sexy. They're very easy to wear. They're very complimentary. They're good scents. And that's why that one's really, really good. And I think that's why that one's sold out, because it just smells really good. However, when I'm looking to Sol de Janeiro, I'm not looking for dupes of designer women's compositions in body mist form. I'm looking for their point of view in fragrances. That's what I'm looking for. And they did it so well in tan lines. And I'm kind of disappointed that they kind of dropped the ball on Sea and Soul because it smells so basic. And with Tropical Nights, it smells too safe. Like those two fragrances to me smell good. Like you close your eyes, you smell them on your skin, they smell amazing. But as part of this kind of luxury body collection lineup of like shampoos and expensive body butters and this idea of being sexy and delicious, those two fragrances don't smell sexy and delicious, they just smell good. And with tan lines, I feel like they took the summer vibe and they reimagined it and made it more of a cohesive member of their kind of Chirosa mission statement. And with the other ones, it kind of felt a little bit lazy. But they're good fragrances, don't get me wrong. They smell great on the skin, they perform exceptionally well, and you can wear them pretty much anywhere. So in my opinion, Sea and Soul is like a daytime, everyday summer scent. Tropical Nights is a nighttime scent that you can wear in the summer, especially if you like those more glamorous, decadent, sexy type of scents, but you can't wear them because summertime's a little bit too oppressive. And Tan Lines is like that transportive fragrance. If you look to the more fun and quirky and esoteric types of scents that you wear during those specific seasons. So I notice in summertime people really like suntan lotion and salty things. And fall people like burning woods and dry leaves and sometimes like tobacco. And winter sometimes people like really look for like gingerbreads or things that smell like chestnuts and nutty things. And like springtime, it might be like specific flowers or fresh, green, crisp things that aren't normally found in compositions throughout the entire year, but specific to that season, you might find something that is reminiscent of maybe a holiday that kind of dominates that season, a food that dominates that season, or a type of fragrance or smell, you know, depending on where you live. So like suntan lotion, you think the beach, and specific green crispness, you might think of, you know, foliage finally growing after a winter, or winter you might think of, you know, what kind of spices are being used to cook. And so Tan Lines I think is great because it does have that kind of like delicious edge to it, and it's sexy, but it's still like fun and quirky. And the other ones just feel kind of a little lazy. But they're still good, but are they $20 part of this lineup good? Are they people being highly anticipated of new fragrances from a highly anticipated lineup good? I don't know. But overall, the scents of them are excellent, and I do enjoy wearing this one when I go outside, sweating my butt off, literally raking pine needles for what feels like 12 hours a day. I have literally outside a week, I have, you know, those like lawn bags, 10 lawn bags of pine needles outside. And that's just from this week. I have too many pine trees in my yard. But at the end of the day, those are my thoughts on the new fragrances from Sol de Janeiro. Overall, I have been a little bit more critical of some of these fragrances because I don't want to see a brand start being lazy when it comes down to their compositions. Because this brand became very well known, not just because of the quality of their products, but because of the smell of their products. So like people wanted the Boom Boom Cream because it made your skin feel good, but because of the smell. The scent of this entire collection, this brand, is its core. And that is why I am being very critical of most of these fragrances, because if you're going to do a limited edition summer release, come on, do something that's a little bit more special. So maybe you wanted to do a sexy evening, delicious kind of pastry scent. So instead of Tropical Nights being kind of like a black opium light, it might have been interesting if they had taken that and added like a guava pastry element to it. They could have done something like that, and it would have been something that was like reminiscent to a delicious pastry that would have been a little bit more tropical, a little bit more sexy, a little bit more delicious, and probably would have worked really well on the skin. I love guava in scents, and I know that they can do a delicious kind of pastry, kind of maybe guava cream cheese pastry note. Something doughy and delicious would have worked, I think, really, really well. For the Sea and Soul, they could have amped up the citruses and done something again with maybe a passion fruit. What they did with Anita, I thought was excellent. Maybe they could have done something with a bit of a brighter citrus, something that was a little bit greener and fresher and in your face, but still very juicy. something that was a little bit more bold and androgynous and not so kind of like Bath & Body Works. And that still would have been very sexy and bold without it being, again, Bath & Body Works fragrance. And do not get me wrong, I love my Bath & Body Works body mist, but you know what else I love about them is their price point, which is much cheaper, especially when you buy them on sale, than Sol de Janeiro. So if I'm going to have a Bath & Body Works composition, I want a Bath & Body Works price and not $20. So at the end of the day, these really are safe scents to wear. They smell really good. They perform really well on the skin. Again, this is my favorite. It is very reminiscent of fragrances like Ariana Grande Cloud, Baccarat Rouge 540, Question Seriano, Eau La Rouge. It doesn't smell like dupes, but it is very similar. So if you like those fragrances, but you don't like the price point, definitely check that out. But at the end of the day, they're all really great fragrances. I think that they're solid releases. I just wish Sol de Janeiro was a little bit more creative and cohesive with most of these fragrances as part of this Cheirosa, sexy, confident, feminine, delicious kind of just smelling very decadent and delectable kind of mission that they have. And that I would have been way more confident and way more excited to review these for you guys, because I feel like for the price point, they need to stay true to basically their mission, because their mission is what's made them such a hyped brand to begin with. So it's not like it's a risk. People really anticipate their smells. So, but they are good scents. I do really like them. And at the end of the day, they perform really well. So that is my overview of the 4 new fragrances from Sol de Janeiro. I'd love to know what you guys think. I know a lot of people have already tried these fragrances, reviewed these fragrances, they've been sold out, but I did want to sit and talk to you guys about my thoughts on them, because I do really love this line and I like talking to you guys about this brand. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree with what I'm talking about? Do you disagree? What is your favorite of the 4? Let me know below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.